Hello, this is Dr. Karuna, Assistant Professor in Zoology from Gurukula Degree College, Bongir. As we have learned in the previous class about the fishes, their classification, and also we have seen about the dipnoid fishes, their affinities, and we have learned about the types of scales and even the caudal fins. Today we are going to turn to the Scoliodon type study. We are going to learn about the external features, about the skeletal system, digestive system and respiratory system of the Scoliodon. As we all know, Scoliodon is the shark fish, belongs to the class Chondrichthyes. It is also called as Indian shark, also called as a dogfish, and it is nothing but a cartilaginous fish. The key features are, it is known as the black finned shark because the posterior portion of the fish is dark grey in color. So, it is called as dark finned shark. Then where it resides means it occurs in the marine environments or marine waters. Coming to the external structure or morphology of the fish, the shape of and the size of the body of the fish is long, laterally compressed and spindle shaped. That is nothing but this form of the body is called as fusiform, and tapering ends are present, that means pointed ends are present at both the sides, and it is helpful in swimming. Average length of the fish is around 0.6 meters, it is on an average. Now, regarding the coloration and the body division, the body of the Scoliodon is divided into mainly three parts, that is head, trunk and tail. The color of the body of the shark is dark grey in color, and on the ventral side it is pale white in color. In the head region, the structure of the head, the dorsoventrally compressed with a flat pointed snout, it possesses snout, and eyes are present on the lateral eyes. Here these are the eyes, on the lateral sides eyes are present, and the nictitating membrane, a membrane covering the eyes will be there, that is called as nictitating membrane. In mammals, this nictitating membrane is vestigial organ, but in the case of fishes, as they reside in the water, this nictitating membrane helps in the protecting the eyes. This eye is movable, it works like a movable third eyelid for the protection during the danger, and it has a pupil which is narrow and vertical. Coming to the sensory and respiratory openings of the Scoliodon, it has the nostrils, two crescent means half moon shaped obliquely placed olfactory organs are present. The function of the nostril is only olfactory and not respiratory, that means it helps only in smelling, not respiration. And gill slits are present, there are 5 vertical slits. Here in this picture you can find the gill slits, they are situated just behind the eye. This is the eye, and behind the eye the gill slits are present. These are the apertures open into the gill pouches. This is seen externally, means they are from out, we can see them from outside, and this leads internally into the gill pouches, and then into the later from the gill pouches they lead into the pharynx. Coming to the mouth and dentition, the mouth is ventral in position. See, if we see, this is the shape of the fish, this is the ventral portion, this will be the dorsal side and this is the ventral side. In the ventral side the mouth is present, the mouth is crescent shape. This here in this picture you can see the shape of the mouth, this is the half moon shaped mouth. Teeth are homodont, that means they all are similar, means equal in size, and they are also similar in shape. We can view in this picture. They are polyphyodont, unlimited succession, means the number of times they will be replaced, how many times they are damaged also they will be replaced. But if we take an example of humans, if we have only 2 sets of teeth, that is milk teeth and permanent teeth. If once the milk teeth are lost, we will get permanent teeth. If the permanent teeth are lost, then we do not have teeth. So, but in the case of this fish, that is Scoliodon, these possess polyphyodont type of dentition, that means number of times teeth will be formed. Attachment of the teeth is anchored, they are anchored into the dermis, that means they are not fixed into the jaw, that means they are arranged peripherally, that means paina untai. So, they will be lost very easily. So, only the number of times the teeth will be forming. Okay. So, as they are not deep into the jaw, they are just fixed on the dermis. They are fixed with the connective tissue and not embedded in the jaw cartilage. The function of the teeth is they just help in catching and holding the prey, but they cannot masticate. That means they cannot chew the food because they are weak. They are not fixed into the, as they are not fixed into the jaws, they cannot swallow the, they cannot masticate or chew the food. If they chew, their teeth will be broken. So, they just hold, they help in holding the food, that is it. Coming to the trunk and tail. Trunk elliptical, if we see the cross section of the trunk, if we cut the fish in the middle from dorsal to ventral side, then the shape of this fish will be elliptical in shape. The cross section will be elliptical, thick in the middle, and the tail is gradually tapering and laterally compressed. Tail type is heterocircle type, that is unequal lobes will be there, and lateral line system is present. The faint line here you can see the lateral line system. This is the line which is nothing but the lateral line sense organs. They help, they work like a receptors. And coming to the classification of the fins, they have three different types of fins: the median, unpaired and paired, and also lateral fins are there. Median unpaired fins are, again in this picture you can view all the is named fins. First dorsal, second dorsal, ventral fin is also called as anal fin and caudal fin. And the lateral fins, they are paired fins. They are of two types, pectoral and pelvic. See, this is the pectoral fin, just behind the gills will be there, and here will be the pelvic fin nearer to the anal region. And median fins, the first dorsal, they are large, triangular, situated anteriorly, and second dorsal is much smaller and this is located near the tail tip. This is the second dorsal. Okay. This is the first, this is little bigger than the second one. Caudal fin, the fringes, the tail features a caudal pit at its start. This is the caudal fin, this is the pit like structure. Now, paired fins and sexual dimorphism. The pectoral fins are situated behind the gill clefts, and pelvic fins smaller, located at the junction of the trunk and the tail, and claspers are there. In the case of coming to the sexual dimorphism, the males and females are separate, sexes are separate, and the males possess claspers. In males, pelvic fins possess claspers, that is map pterygium, and used for copulation. Here in this picture you can see the claspers. These are called as claspers. This is the region where they are located in the male and they help in copulation. And coming to the exoskeleton, exoskeleton means the exo means outside, skeleton. The skeleton which is present outside the body is called as exoskeleton, that is nothing but skin or integument. Here in the integument we have three structures or three regions: epidermis, dermis and its structure. Epidermis has outer layer made up of many elliptical cells and mucous glands, and dermis the inner layer of the dense connective tissue and muscles. Texture is smooth in live form due to mucus, but rough in preserved specimens due to scales. As if the specimen is preserved, then we add formaldehyde. So, due to the formaldehyde the mucus will be removed. So, we can sense the presence of scales. So, then it will be rough in nature. Scales of the fishes. Fishes' scales are small, rigid dermal plates covering most of the fish. They act like a protective armor against the predators and also parasites, and they help to get protected from the environmental damage. Primarily they are composed of collagen and hydroapatite. These overlapping structures enhance hydrodynamics and flexibility. The movement in the water, these scales they help in the movement in the water, and also the flexibility to move from one place to another place based on they help to just overcome the resistance from the movement of, in the water. The types include mainly 5 types are there: cycloid type of scales, they are smooth, and tenoid type of scales, they are spiny; placoid scales, they are sharp teeth like, and ganoided, diamond shaped. Specifically, if we want to learn about the scales which are present in the Scoliodon, we have placoid scales. In the Scoliodon, Chondrichthyes Scoliodon, we have placoid scales. So, let us see what is the structure of the dermal scale of placoid scales. These are also called as dermal denticles, because dermal means skin, denticles means teeth. So, these placoid scales are called as dermal denticles because they are tooth like structures. In this picture you can see this is like our teeth. If you see, this is like jaw and this is the like tooth, in middle they will be possessing the blood vessel. So, they look like the teeth, normal teeth. So, they are also called as dermal denticles. Structure consists of rhomboidal basal plate embedded in the dermis and a flat trident spine projecting through the epidermis. Composition is, the spine is composed of dentine with a vetrodentine. As we have discussed in the earlier class, dentine and enamel, this can be seen in the mammals even, and also in other organisms where the teeth are made up of dentine and enamel. But in the case of this placoid scale, the enamel is replaced with the vetrodentine. So, as these two are belonging to the teeth, composition is teeth, they are also called as dermal denticles. And the pulp cavity is present, it contains odontoblast cells and blood vessels and nerve endings. Structure of placoid scale. Here in this picture you can see the picture of the placoid scale very clearly. This is like a teeth. See, each scale consists of a basal plate and a spine. Orientation, spines are directed backwards, the spines are directed backwards, giving the skin and the sandpaper like feel, skin a sandpaper like feel. See, here this is a structure of a placoid scale, this is the basal plate, here will be the basal plate, and on this the spines are present, lateral spines are present, and also median spine is present. And this when we sense that scales on the scoliodon, if we see in the laboratory, when we are doing the laboratory experiments during the dissection, if we sense the, or if we feel to touch the scoliodon skin, then we can feel that it is very rough. That is due to the presence of these placoid scales. Anatomy of the scale. The placoid scale anatomy. See, basal plate is a diamond shaped formed of calcified cement like tissue, and spine is present, it is made up of dentine and vetrodentine. Pulp cavity, it has odontoblast cells. Odontoblast cells are nothing but the teeth forming cells are called as odontoblast cells, and blood vessels and nerves. These are the composition, this is the composition of the placoid scale. Coming to the endoskeleton. Endo means inside, skeleton means skeleton only, the system which protects, it gives the shape to the body. The endoskeleton is the skeleton which is present inside the body. So, endoskeleton is entirely cartilaginous, as we are discussing regarding the chondrichthyes. Scoliodon is a chondrichthyes fish, that is cartilaginous fish. It has no bony skeleton. The major divisions, as it has two major divisions, axial skeleton include skull, vertebral column and visceral skeleton, and appendicular skeleton includes girdles and fin supports. This is the we can find, this is the endoskeleton of the Scoliodon. And coming to the vertebral column, in count approximately 130 vertebrae are present in the vertebral column, and the type is amphicoelous or concave at both ends of this is present. And coming to the vertebrae present, and coming to the structure, centra articulate end to end with the notochord persisting in the hollows. This is the coming to the trunk vertebrae, feature transverse processes and short ribs are present. Here in this picture you can view all this. Caudal tail, caudal is nothing but the tail vertebrae. There are humeral arches which protect the caudal artery and the vein. Coming to the skull, skull is nothing but the cranium or brain box. This is chondrocranium, that means made up of cartilage. Chondro means cartilage, cranium means brain related or skull. So, the chondrocranium, cartilaginous box enclosing the brain. Regions are occipital, auditory, orbital and ethmoidal. These are the regions of the skull. And foramen magnum is a large posterior opening where the brain meets the spinal cord. Skull or cranium structure. If we go into some details of the skull structure, 7 pairs of visceral arches are present. One arch, or the first arch, is called as mandibular arch and forms the upper palato quadrate and lower Merkel's cartilage jaws. And second arch or hyoid arch, this is supports the tongue and suspends the jaws. This is a hyostylic suspension. And arches from 3 to 7, they are branchial arches supporting the gills. Appendicular skeleton or girdles. Pectoral girdle and pelvic girdle are the girdles. Pectoral girdle, a U-shaped hoop of the, this is a U-shaped hoop of the cartilage behind the gills is present, and pelvic girdle, a simple transverse bar is present. Fins support. These two girdles help also in the supporting the fins. Digestive system or the alimentary canal. As we all know, digestive system of the Scoliodon consists of alimentary canal. Also in general, also any digestive system consists of the alimentary canal and the accessory glands or digestive glands. In the same way, the Scoliodon also has alimentary canal and associated digestive glands. The alimentary canal is complete tube-like structure. It begins with the mouth and it terminates or ends with a cloacal aperture. Aperture means opening. See, here in this flow here we can find this, the path how the alimentary canal leads. The path is here, mouth leads into buccal cavity into pharynx, pharynx into esophagus, esophagus into stomach, stomach into intestine, intestine into rectum, rectum into cloaca. Finally, after the food whatever this fish has taken or this Scoliodon has taken through the mouth will passes through these phases or these parts of the alimentary canal, and finally after the digested absorption of the digested food, the remnants or the wastage will be eliminated through the cloaca. Cloaca, here anus is absent, cloaca is the final, from this region the waste will be released out. Mouth, it is moon shaped, half moon shaped like a structure, and it is present in the ventral side. Here you can see the presence of the mouth. Here it is, here also in this picture also you can see where the mouth is located. It is ventral to the body. This is the dorsal side and this is the ventral side. So, mouth is located on the ventral side. It is the mouth, and also the next layers are lined with the mucus. Buccopharyngeal cavity. Buccopharyngeal cavity is nothing but the mouth cavity. A spacious cavity, it is lined with the mucous membrane. It contains several rows of sharp backwardly directed homodont teeth used for grasping, nothing but holding the prey and rather than chewing. So, it helps to hold, this teeth will be helping to hold the food. Teeth are what kind of teeth? As we have discussed earlier in the placoderm, they are called as homodont because they are similar in size and shape, and they are not as they are not strong, they are not helpful in chewing. Simply they just catch hold of the prey, and it will prevent, or they will prevent, the teeth will prevent the escape of the prey from the mouth. Teeth are polyphyodont, that means replaced number of times. When a functional tooth is lost or worn out, a new one migrates forward from behind to replace it. Okay. So, how the teeth are formed? The teeth are homologous to the placoid scales covering the body. The teeth are same as that of the placoid scales. And coming to the next part of the alimentary canal, mouth leads into the pharynx. The pharynx, mouth to buccopharyngeal cavity. From that, here buccal means mouth, pharyngeal means pharynx. So, this is the connection between the mouth and the pharynx. Buccopharyngeal cavity is the connection between the mouth and the pharynx. The buccopharyngeal cavity leads into the pharynx, which plays a dual role in digestion and respiration. This pharynx has dual role. It involves in both the digestion and also in the respiration. Large chamber with internal gill slits will be present in the pharynx. This pharynx further leads into the esophagus. This is a short wide tube. It has a thick muscular walls. It is very stretchy and folded, so that shark can swallow and hold large pieces of food at once. For that only this esophagus is short, but it is stretched into many foldings. Next, esophagus leads into the stomach. The stomach is nothing but it is a big storage like structure. It is J shaped. Specifically Scoliodon is of J shaped. It can hold the food while at the same time it also releases the strong juices. It helps in the breakdown of the food. See, stomach is J shaped. Stomach is most important part of the digestive tract. It looks in the structure of the J. It is an important bit in entrance. Two parts. The first part is long and wide, cardiac, and the second part is short and narrow. This is called as pyloric stomach. The stomach has two parts, one is cardiac is the first part and the second part is pyloric, it is the second. Next, coming as a continuation to the stomach, it will lead into the intestine. Intestine is a wide tube which is narrow posteriorly. Initially it will be broad, but as on it goes on, it will be narrowed or thinned. Okay, because the shark's body is short, it has a special trick to digest the food matter. So only its structure is like that. Intestine possesses a scroll valve or spiral valve. Inside the intestine there is a fold of the skin that looks like a rolled up piece of paper or scroll. For what it is helpful means, this scroll valve or the spiral valve gives the nutrients more time to get soaked and the nutrients to be get absorbed into the plate. Intestine, this is about the spiral valve, and the function is increase the absorptive surface area and also slows the food passage. See, this is the spiral valve which is located in the intestinal region. See, in this picture you can clearly find mouth leads into esophagus, mouth, pharynx, pharynx, esophagus, esophagus to stomach, stomach is J shaped and this leads into the intestine. Here nearer to the intestine is the pancreas and this intestine leads into the further ends through the rectal glands, it ends in cloaca. Digestive glands. Final digestion is aided by the secretion from the large accessory organs, that is liver, pancreas, spleen and rectal glands. There in any organism, along with the digestive alimentary canal, the digestive glands are must, because without these secretions digestion will not occur. In whichever organism, digestive juices are must, which are the main main parts which help in digestion. Digestive glands are liver. Liver is large yellowish grey bile secreting organs. It secretes bile and stores large amounts of oil, that is glycogen and lipids, and also this liver contains a structure called as gallbladder. In this picture you can see that gallbladder, it helps in storing the bile whichever is secreted from the liver. And the pancreas is compact structure. In the previous picture I have shown you, this is the pancreas, it is present just below the stomach and at the entrance of the intestine. This is compact pale white colored gland, it is located in the angle between the cardiac and the pyloric stomach, it is a bilobed gland. All these secretes the digestive juices. And coming to the next is spleen, a non-digestive lymphoid organ attached to the stomach. This leads to the rectal gland. It has another organ called as a rectal gland. This is a small vascular finger like diverticulum that opens into the rectum. It functions primarily in the osmoregulation, that is salt excretion. As this Scoliodon is residing in the salt water, okay, this Scoliodon need to get survived in the water. So, in order to survive in that medium, that is marine or a hard water like medium, it needs to drink water and also it need to excrete the excess salts. In that process, this rectal glands will be helping in excreting the excess amount of the salt whichever it has taken in through the water. The cloaca. Cloaca is the terminal chamber. When the digestive, urinary and reproductive tracts open in before the exiting the body, all the waste materials whichever is formed in the digestion will be excreted out. And the next is the respiratory system. Gill pouches are present. 5 pairs of branchial gill pouches are present. These open internally into the pharynx and externally via gill slits. Gill types are, it includes 4 types of holobranchs and 1 pair of hemibranchs. Total 5 pairs will be there. 4 pairs are holobranch, that means complete gills, and 1 pair is hemibranch, means half gill will be present. And now regarding the physiology of respiration, the inspiration occurs, as a part of inspiration, the floor of the mouth of the organism will be opened and the water enters into the fish. Now from the as a part of excretion, mouth closes. Then what happens? The pharynx contracts and the water is forced over the gill lamellae and out to the slits. So as a part of inspiration water is taken into the mouth, and as a part of expiration water is let to outside. Now, as a gaseous exchange, as a part of gaseous exchange, oxygen diffuses into the blood capillaries via endoosmosis and carbon dioxide diffuses out through exoosmosis. So, this is all about the Scoliodon. What are the external features of the Scoliodon? About the skeletal system, axial and appendicular skeletal system. We also learned about the digestive system, speciality of the digestive system, that is a spiral valve, and also the respiratory system, how the gills are, how they inspire and how they expire, and how the oxygen exchange occurs. All these are regarding the type study as a part of part 1 of the Scoliodon type study. Thank you.